Hi Stoughton, this is Steve Cavey, Select Board member from the town of Stoughton. Wanted to give you guys an update on the meeting that we had just today. It was so today is November 19th, 2020. We had two meetings this week, so you might have caught the first one, or at least the information about the first one. This is the second one this week, and before I go on, I want to remind people that in the description you can find links to some helpful resources. So there's a link to where you can find the agendas, as well as the minutes when they become available. There's a link down there to the SMAC video, so it's the entire live video, or the entire meeting video. And there's also a link to an anonymous suggestion box. If you want to share something with me, but you want to keep your identity to yourself, I ask you to still reach out, use the anonymous suggestion box, tell me your thoughts. I listen to them, I read them, and I try to incorporate them into the decisions I make. So they're very useful. Please do it if you can. Okay, so a lot going on in this meeting. It was a really long one, and so this video isn't super long. I'm going to be very brief on my descriptions of these things. And try to move through this as quickly as I can. First, citizens requests, and we had select board comments, town manager comments. I really just focus on the town manager comments in this case because there's something I think people are going to be pretty excited about. The Park Street sewer project, which was passed by town meeting during our, not the last town meeting, but during the annual. That project has been funded, partially funded, or received a grant from the state of Massachusetts. They're going to be providing $2.5 million towards that project, which is huge. The work that the town employees have done has, I know Mark Tisdale, who the town engineer, but also the director of development services for the town, has been pushing this and working on this and trying to make it something that happens for a long time. He's worked very hard. The town manager supported it. There's a lot of people who've supported it, but there is also a healthy skepticism, and I think that we were able to air that out in public through public discussions. We were also able to air it out in town meeting, and ultimately town meeting decided to pursue this. And so having that shovel-ready project ultimately got us this grant, and it's going to be a huge savings for the community. So I just have to thank him, thank everybody involved, from Mark Tisdale, the town manager, Robin Grimm, also prior members of the select board have been really instrumental in getting this done. Members of the planning board have been very active in this. This was a really great win. So, and I want to thank the town meeting and all the citizens who came up. So I'll stop there, but I am very thankful. So the next item that we discussed was this is a safety officer recommendation from Sergeant O'Connor, Stoughton's police forces, or Stoughton PD's safety officer. He had two requests. One was for a stop sign to be placed at the intersection of Smallest and Alpine. I guess there's one stop. There's a stop sign going one way, but in the cross section, the intersecting road, there's no stop sign. So it's caused some issues in that area. Ultimately, the board voted to have a stop sign put there. And the next item was Chapman Road. There's a lot of trucks coming down that way. It's a residential road, but it's a cut through for trucks trying to get into the highway. And so there's a lot of issues with this. I won't get too much into it. I really do recommend listening to Sergeant O'Connor just describe what he's seen. But he mentioned they were able to count 100 cars coming down that road the wrong way. He recommended some signage, perhaps some signage, ways to change the road a little bit to make it less hospitable to truck traffic, but also was looking for, providing recommendation for potentially turning that into a cul-de-sac or blocking off the road some way so that trucks just couldn't even come through there. Ultimately, we didn't vote on anything yet because you have to kind of get engineering involved, and there's a lot of concerns about like what is legally allowable in this, but it sounds like it's not only a nuisance, it also is a potential hazard. So we're definitely open to exploring our options on that. Let's see. Water abatement and water connection policy. Two different things here. So we got the abatement policy, the water subcommittee, water sewer subcommittee, which was made up of myself and select board member Krisky. Worked with the water and sewer department to come up with a policy for abatements in general, and we presented that to the board. I won't go into details, but there are a couple things that other members of the board wanted to add or modify to kind of be a little bit more robust, a little bit more sort of flexible. And so we're going to add those. We'll probably vote on it next time we meet. The next is the water connection policy. This we did have a vote on. This is an additional fee, so it doesn't relate to any actual work that's being done, but there's an additional connection fee just to connect. It doesn't, you'll have to pay for the work and then also this additional fee. Right now, it's been in place since 1997, I believe. It's $2,500, and it's more than a lot of our surrounding towns. So we are looking to adjust that. And many of the local towns have either closer to 2,000 or there's some that have zero, no connection fee at all. There's an advantage to that potentially for our town, but also we want to be sure to treat people fairly so that somebody who just paid a huge connection fee, and if they just lost the chance, if they just waited a year, they would have been able to pay nothing. There was a concern that would be fundamentally unfair. So we ultimately chose and voted on a policy, a reduction of the connection fee to 2,000, which is closer to what other communities have, and then also a moratorium on any fees between April 1st and June 30th. So if you're looking to connect to sewer, you're considering it, April 1st through June 30th, no connection fee. You can save yourself $2,500 or $2,000 depending on how you look at it. So consider that. Town clerk appointment is on the agenda, but we didn't discuss it. We have fiscal 2020 budget, so we looked at, briefly discussed a budget calendar, the things that are certainly the ones that are coming up more recently. So we're going to have the December 8th, we're going to have a presentation on revenues and also have a preliminary budget presented by the town manager. And on the 15th, we'll have a look at the capital items. But we're also going to try and plan much further out to coordinate with other boards and committees. We also discussed policies for accepting town meeting articles, and this is a policy that Select Board Member Barbara Regan was presenting. That was an effort to kind of fix some of the issues that we've noticed, but also other boards and committees in the town and town meeting members have expressed concerns they have, issues that they have with the timing, timing and method of receiving information. And so there were a set of policies that Mr. Regan put together in an effort to make this whole process better for everybody, and presented that. I don't think we voted on that. I should know, but we didn't vote on that. There's I think a couple of things that we wanted to think through. Yeah, I'm right about that. We didn't vote on it. It's going to be we're going to be looking at it this next Tuesday. And then preliminary budgeting directives. We also discussed a couple of things that we wanted the town manager to consider when putting into the budget, specifically around some personnel, inclusion of maybe building out a human resource department a little bit more, economic development, and clerk's office were some things that come to mind. We had 2 items on the consent agenda: payroll and bill warrants, and any other documents to come before the meeting, and then open session minutes from 10/27/2020. And last, we had a short, very short executive session with 2 items. I can't discuss anything we talked about, but I will just at the very least tell you what was on the agenda. A, consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 21A6. That is the public safety facility. And B, consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property pursuant to General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A6, 31 Porter Street. That was the meeting, and I did it in 11 minutes. I could have gone on for an hour just describing the conversations. It was actually a really great meeting. A lot of really healthy discussion, and working out of some problems that we're all trying to get our heads around. So if you get a chance to watch one, I think this is one of the good ones to take a look at. I guess I'll send it there. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch. And also just want to thank you guys for allowing me to do this, to serve on the select board. It's really been a great experience for me. I've enjoyed it. I like working with all of the other members, the public in general. It's really been one of the highlights of my career, my time in public service. So I'm glad I'm doing it. Hopefully you'll consider me in the next election, because mine's coming up. But I'll do this as long as you guys will let me. Be well. Thank you very much for everything. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.